Hey, profit takers, welcome back. It's Victoria here, your favorite YouTuber. So today, guys, we are going to cover what's setting up. All right. Now I'm back on trading. I'm back on recording on Zoom, so I cannot my OBS, I cannot figure out the audio. So um here we are. Hopefully everything works. Anyway, so we're looking at my MT5. This is a demo account with AMP Futures. So for those of you who are accustomed to the MetaTrader platform coming from the forex world, then the AMP Futures offers an opportunity for you all to switch to the future side. You can still trade forex with them, by the way. But you can have futures on MetaTrader 4 and actually not MetaTrader 4, but just MetaTrader 5. And I also have the dashboard available, of course, for MetaTrader 5. All right. So I'm only listing the instruments, that I'm looking to trade on futures. Of course, whatever broker that you use, whatever they have available to you, then use that, right? Pick, a basket of instruments that are going to, work out for your particular session, especially for your session, right? Um, and if you like this, if you like to use the dashboard. Now I use the dashboard, for charting, because then I'll go into the prop firm my funded accounts to trade in their platforms. But I love to use this to chart everything. So you can get your hands on the dashboard for free. You can try it 14 days for free. Just go to the website, profittakersalerts.com. You want to come here to the free trials button, and then you're going to select MetaTrader 4 or 5. And so we have that. We also have the trade manager, and then we have the lifetime. The lifetime comes with both MT4 and 5, and you get the trade manager with that as well. Now, the cool thing, guys, which is something that we added, was you can change I know a lot of you guys, including myself, have been doing prop firms for a while, and you want to have the dashboard available there. You can now change that. You can change because each of these license keys is associated to just one account. However, you can come here to once you're in the back end of the website, if you will, you'll be able to see home, shop, my account, customer panel. So you want to click on customer panel. You want to watch this video to show you how to do it. It's really quickly. And then this big red button that says click here is going to take you straight to where you sign into the customer panel. Okay. So I'm going to go back real quick. In this video, guys, let me hit play, and I'm going to just speed through the actual. So now we're in the back end. Okay. Let's see if we can show this. You're going to, obviously, this is what the panel looks like. You're going to come to this section here, guys, and this is where you're going to be able to add the additional MT5 account. If you're doing if you're doing prop firms, you know how they give you different accounts, you can add them here. Okay. Again, if you download the MT4 file, it's only going to recognize MT4. If you download MT5 file, it's only going to recognize that. So don't download MT5 and put an MT4 number here. It's not going to work. Now, remember, this is code. It's special. So you're going to make sure there's no spaces, and there's going to be a comma. Once you put in the first number there, put the comma and then put the next one there. And then that's how you'll be able to tie it to two accounts. Okay. So that's how it works, guys. And this is for the subscription. So if you are a monthly subscriber, this is for you. If you decide that you want to be a lifetime subscriber, where you get an unlimited license, I'll only be able to lock it to one account, because there's just no way I'm going to keep sending you a file every month. Like that is just for the license, the monthly license, monthly subscriber. So if you do purchase an unlimited one, then you'd want to just tie it to one account. If you just tie it to a demo account, right? The demo account, that you own, basically, like, not with a prop firm. Okay. Not that you don't own that. You have to go to Onanda, fx.com, or like for here, just sign up with AMP Futures, and whatever it is that you're trading, you can use them for that. Okay. Now, So yeah, that's it for that. That's it for that. So let's get to the charts. Hopefully you can see everything clearly here. And I got my pen. So right now we're looking at ES, which is also S&P. Okay, there's my pen. Where does I not want to work over here? Huh. Let's see, guys. My computer has been acting really weird lately. And I hope I do not have to. Oh no, this thing is going to make me bring this over here. This thing is not working right, guys. Okay, so maybe I won't get to use this pen. Maybe I'll have to reboot my whole computer for this thing to work, which is not going to happen right now. So here we go, because this is like my third attempt to record this. I'm just giving up. We're looking at ES, guys. As we can see, let's go down to M30 because you can see the days of the week. Friday was interesting. They did take a while to get to, the trade that I was looking for, especially with YM. YM is the Dow. I was looking to trade this long, guys, and this short trade just, it was taking so long, and it was just, I ended up just calling it because I was like, okay, this is taking a long time. I ended up calling it for the day. And when I came back, I was like, oh, the trade that I was looking for happened. But this dump took so long, right? And by the time the pump came into play, I was like, boy, I missed that. I missed out on that, but that's okay. We didn't really miss anything, right? It's just in our minds when we think we're missing something. Um, but how did we come to this conclusion, guys? Now, what I was trying to draw on here was, let me see if my pen is going to work. Yeah, no, this thing is still not wanting to work. This is going to be great. So the week started, we were in breakout, guys. We closed in breakout last Friday. Longs are in the market. So of course, Monday came in. I was expecting this long trade, but this long trade did come in earlier in the session. And then we had our reversal trade for the New York session, right? Because technically, guys, these 2 days are outside days because they broke both sides of the range in the same day. So this is like a really powerful signal that we're long. And then we closed in breakout. Okay. And then here goes Monday, we break out. And then here's the first time, it technically like fails, if you will. But then it started to give us signals that we had shorts in the market because it came here and did the day zero thing where it broke out. It broke, Monday broke the longs and then Tuesday broke the shorts. So I was like, okay, what's really happening here? So it did give us an indication that we had a short trade coming up. Now, it was really tricky because usually on a first red day, you're going to have the open, it's going to close below the open, and it did not. It closed slightly above because you can just tell by Wednesday it was slightly above, right? So this was something you had to really pay attention to. Now my dog's in here acting a fool. she done kicked my trash can. No respect, I tell you. She just loves making a mess up in my office. Anyway, so as I was saying, we were looking for this thing to perhaps to close a bit lower than the open. It did not. But it's still, even though it was a little tricky, I don't know why this is acting up, even though it's a little tricky, guys, it still responded as it was supposed to, breaking both sides, giving a signal for a short trade, which it did. We got the short trade. And then we had a little bit more signals that did occur that day to let us know that, okay, it's happening because we had the low. They put in that low, guys, And now that we have this low here, and then we had the high that, of course, the original high of the day, how it broke through and never, we had our 3 pushes up, right? So one thing that I've learned with Stacy is, you just extend the high and then you just wait to see if they take it out, and then you can confirm that you have the high of the day. Okay. So another crazy thing that happened, it broke through both sides of the range again. So we have another outside day. So here we have a potential low. Is this really our low again, our reset? Because this is now another reset, guys. Um, and then, it gave us the confirmation, because on Thursday, I was like, okay, perfect. Anytime this thing happens like that, guys, when it breaks both sides of the ranges like that, you can always expect a parabolic trade. This is a trade that, I can feel comfortable in putting it in, after the market opens again and giving it an overnight. Like I can do that comfortably, right? When that happens, because it's going to be going long, pumping for the parabolic trade setup. Okay. So it does what it needs to do. It breaks through the previous day high and then it dumps, but it doesn't come down to the previous day low. And so this tells me that we're still long, right? This reset is still in play. And now we have a higher high from this particular, from the 0 day, right? So now we have a higher high. So here we go on Friday, right? I was like, okay, I knew we're going to get a dump. Like I was thinking maybe because it had kind of, looking at the week, you have to like, okay, this thing completely reset on Wednesday. Like this was like a for real reset, right? So when I'm looking at this level, like this level can either hold, or it could it could be that, the double top, or the, whatever, equal highs. It could be the equal highs section. I was like in the group, like this will be a level where we're going to need to know if this thing is actually going to continue long or not. But since this thing took so long, because usually you'll be able to know right away. But it was just a weird day on Friday. And I guess they were just getting ready for the holiday weekend, who knows? So yeah, I really wasn't sure what was going to happen, but I was definitely looking to take this thing short. And then of course, if, take it long if the opportunity presented. But this thing took so long to get out of this. So by the time I just like, I was just tired, I quit for the day. I was already, going short on gold, which worked out fine. And so this was just icing on the cake if it was going to present. So by the time I got back to the charts, I decided to call it, right? And I came back and I saw, okay, wow, it did give me the long trade, but it didn't actually trigger the previous day. It closed inside, right? Because it really didn't trigger the previous day at all. So we're going to see what's going to happen when the markets open back up. If it's going to go ahead and trigger it on the next day, because usually we do not count this day at all, right? This day will still be considered day one longs because it broke out of the previous day high. And then this is now a nothing day. So Monday, who knows if it's going to be on Monday. Monday's going to be a short day, but the markets will still be, they'll be trading till noon Eastern, right? But if nothing happens on Monday, it could break out on Monday, right? And then Tuesday could be, a massive reversal day or something. Who knows, right? I'm just guessing. But yeah, that's exactly what I was really hoping it was going to hit this level on Friday, but it just didn't. But that's okay. Oh, let me click on, well, let me show you guys ES real quick, because ES, I think, had the better setup. We can see here, guys, this one from Thursday, we see here that it closed as an outside day and it closed in breakout. It didn't come back inside or anything. It just closed in breakout. We had, as you see this parabolic thing, like I said, this always happens. Like it always happens like this, guys. So it's very easy to see this parabolic setup. Okay. And then, so this day doesn't count. So then here comes Monday. right? This is day one, because remember, it reset. So day one, day two, which we don't count, right? But this is day three, okay? We don't count this as longs in the market or shorts in the market, right? It's just a nothing because it didn't break anything. But then Monday comes and then it does break, right? So once it broke that, it kind of this actually confirms. It actually does not confirm anything, right? If this was a day zero and then this broke the high, well, am I going crazy here or what? What I'm thinking of when price breaks, when we have, the day zero that does take the 3 days as opposed to the one that breaks out, right? You would technically see, like, if this was going to break this particular high, then it would basically say this short is valid, right? It would basically say, okay, we broke this high and it failed. So, it had already broken the low, right? So we should be going short. That's what I'm trying to say. So sorry. Sorry about that. So anyway, we had the opportunity to short it at the high, right? It closed inside, and then here it goes again, and it breaks this low, right? Gives us another signal that, the low is not yet in place, right? It breaks the low. And so now this is like, okay, we should be able to go short again on Wednesday. Now, this is the level to watch because it did not break. This is like the resistance level. So Wednesday comes, and again, just like with the Dow, we had a short, signal in play, breaking the high and the low again. Now we're like, okay, this should be a short. It should be a short all day long. And it did actually cross the trigger, rather, the previous day on the ES. If you look at NQ, it barely hit it, but it might as well have, because these particular instruments often mirror one another. So depending on which one you chose, they still both worked out. And we can see how it triggered the previous day high, triggered the previous day low. We have another reset, okay? A reset in the market, close and breakout, another parabolic trade. Look, it's just very similar to what's happening here. And now I'm looking at these levels, and we've hit this level 3 times. So we're like 1, 2. So this is the third time we're coming to this area. So now this is like this is a level we need to watch once again, because it can get to this area and then fell, right? Because it's going to be the third time. And that's exactly what happened. All right. And so now we have, again, the longs are back in the market. I don't know what that noise is. Hold on. Longs are back in, guys. It doesn't come back down to the low. It closes inside in the middle of the range. And so we have another like mini parabolic trade setup. Oh, that's my MetaTrader making all that noise. Another like a mini parabolic trade setup that's inside here to go long, right? If this is something, if this was your session, you just had to take a trade, right? Then you would have probably got in this trade, but I wouldn't. Coming from this level here, I don't know that would be a good idea. But anyway, coming to the open, again, we had this pump up. Again, it was, we had the dump here, and beautiful long continuation of this trend showed up later on in the session, just like the Dow. And this one triggered the high, the previous day high, and it closed out of balance, or closed in breakout. So again, this is something that we're going to look at on Monday and see. Again, Monday's going to be a short trading day. You're going to go from 8 to 12, which is, anyway, it's really my window anyway. And I don't like to really be in the markets past noon if I don't really have to, right? Like Friday, I was just tired. I was like, oh gosh. But anyway, so yeah, this one is going to be one I'll be looking at to see what happens now that we are in breakout. Is this breakout going to hold, or is this breakout going to fail? Because this is now going to be a previous week level that we're going to look to use for support, or we're going to use it for resistance. Who knows what's going to happen? So, so yeah, I mean, that's what I'm looking at. And again, the ES and the NQ are very similar. It can do the same thing. This one did not trigger any levels. Okay, now we're looking at NQ. It didn't trigger any levels on Friday. So we have an inside day. So it could do, the same thing. It could come to this level here and it could fail, or it can come to that level and continue to proceed on up. But again, the shorts are still in the market based on how this closed on Wednesday. So we're just going to see what happens, so that's how I look at it. I try not to overanalyze the markets too much. I take a look at it, I take my notes, and then, I step away. And then, once the markets are back open and things have played out a little bit, just kind of, if I need to reassess something, then I will. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking at, guys. Let me know what you guys are looking at, and we'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.